Hello and welcome to another edition in the series of interviews with Carnival officials as we continue with Sugar Mass celebrations for Sugar Mass 50. I'm Carla Berridge and with me in the studios is Trevicia Adams, and she is the chairperson of the National Carnival Queens Pageant. Welcome to this interview this evening.
Thank you for having me, Carla.
Okay. So we have been speaking a little bit, and you told me that you have been a part of the Carnival Committee for several years, and you have been the chair for roughly 5 years. How has that been for you?
Well, actually, I started out being the chairperson for the National Swimsuit Pageant, and then I officially transferred to the National Carnival Queen Pageant, I think in 2017. It has been quite an interesting journey because you develop yourself from being in a leadership role, and having to manage different contestants over the years has taught me a lot about myself and has taught me a lot about my growth and for me to continue growing.
Right. Okay, so you have been chair of the swimsuit pageant, you've been chair of the National Carnival pageant for several years.
Mm-hmm.
It has been 2 years, basically, since the last pageant, and you're now hosting in a pandemic. How has that been for you?
It has been quite challenging. You know, we had to deal with a lot of unsurety. We were unsure of what was going to happen and how it will happen. But ultimately, we decided that we have to plan and we have to put things in place just in the event things kick off. And here we are, ready for Sugar Mass 50. And I think that we started off great, and I think we will definitely end great.
I think so too. I look forward to it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the girls. Who are they?
We have 5 lovely contestants this year. We have Miss Development Bank, Sasha Herbert. We have Miss Cable, Saskia Evans. We have Harsha Parmanan, Miss Caribou, we think it's Nevis Limited. We have Miss Nikira Nichols, Miss National Caribbean Insurance, and we have Miss Canine Blanchett, Miss St. Kitts Nevis Anglo National Bank. All different personalities, but all come together and are one. One thing I can tell you about the contestants this year is that they have an amazing bond, a genuine bond, and I think that is what has our general public intrigued about this year's contestants, because they recognize that they're all genuine and they have such an amazing bond together. And so I think that their togetherness will display on the 29th. You would see them in their individuality and performing the best that they can. And I think that they will put on a great show for our public. So it's just for us to give them the support and ensure that they in turn have fun and have the support of the general public.
Right. So I know that they were selected earlier up in the year. So I'm sure you have been around them for a long time. Tell me about their growth. Have you seen a growth in them, an adjustment towards the pageant?
I definitely see a growth in them. We auditioned since February this year, actually, and then we went into a pause due to the peak of the spread of COVID-19 locally. But during that time, we always kept in touch. We ensured we had developmental sessions for them so that they can be prepared once we launch them to the public. So prior to them being launched to general public, we had interview sessions, we had public speaking sessions, we had modeling sessions, we had a whole bunch of activities for them to, keep the togetherness and to still feel the festivity and still feel that Carnival Sugar Mass 50 is going to happen. So they went through a vigorous process in terms of being ready for the pageant, and I think that, one of the things that kept them and kept their minds going is that we kept them engaged throughout all the developmental sessions. We had a fun day, which was an exciting day for the committee and the contestants. We had a time to bond with each other and, just have fun, relax, and be in our own element. And I think that the girls, having gone through that process, tightened their bonds as a group, not only as a national queen and national swimsuit, but as a group of pageant contestants for Sugar Mass 50. I think we had a great bond because of the many activities that we had to go through together.
Right. So how did you decide what activities you would choose for them to be a part of, especially the public appearances?
Well, what we did was at the auditions, we took notes from the judges, the panel of judges who were there. They wrote their, what they thought the girls needed to work on, what they thought they were great in, and we put together a list of things that we think they needed to work on so that they can be better prepared when they are launched to the public. And so we drafted our plan, our proposal, and we sat down and ensured that all the areas that were pointed out during auditions, that we cover them to ensure that they, have some sort of support from the Carnival Committee in terms of getting them ready to represent themselves and our general public as well.
Right, because some people think a pageant is just walking across the stage, right? So what would you say to those persons who feel that way? What are some of the advantages of being in a pageant?
A pageant has many advantages, and I think it goes way beyond the appearance of the individuals. What we as pageant gurus have to go through to put on a pageant for our general public goes way beyond the makeup, the glitz and the glam. You have to go through the scrutiny of the general public. You have to be mentally prepared. And so one of the things that we ensured our contestants had this year was mental preparations for the before and the after effect of the pageant. Because even if you're not successfully crowned, we want them to still walk away being satisfied with what they have put forth. And so going through the process before pageant night is not just about their physical appearance, but ensuring that they are mentally prepared, ensuring that they have the necessary skill sets to represent and be ambassadors for our federation. Because at the end of the day, we want them to recognize that they're not representing themselves anymore.
Right.
They are not representing the general public, the nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis. So they had to go through so much to prepare modeling sessions, etiquette sessions, presenting themselves, self-confidence sessions, because at the end of the day, in order for you to be your best self, you have to feel good about yourself.
Right.
And you have to accept your flaws, and you have to accept the great things about yourself. So we had to go through that session as well to get them prepared to accept whatever the outcome is on December 29th.
I think that's really, really important. So what will be expected of the winner of the evening?
I think all of the contestants will put on a grand show on the 29th. There are different individuals, they present different strengths, and I think one of the things that our general public cannot decide is who will be the winner, because we have an amazing set of contestants who have different strengths. We have dancers, we have an artist, we have contestants who've entered pageants before and did exceptionally well, and so it's just left to wonder what else is in store. So what I can tell you for December 29th is going to be a surprise for both general public and myself. I have no clue what the contestants are putting forth, but I have full confidence in my girls that they will put on a great show.
Okay. So in terms of the person who is crowned, what will she be expected to do for the next year?
Be an ambassador for St. Kitts and Nevis, for her platform as well. Oftentimes, once a contestant is crowned, they have attained their milestone of being crowned National Carnival Queen. And so they get into a zone where, they're into themselves for a bit, and we will allow that. But one of the things that we enforced into our contestants this year is that we want a more social contestant, somebody who is going to actually put on their crown and get their feet into the public and meet their supporters where they are and rally for their platforms so that they can stay in the general public's eye and be of great support for our nation. Because I think that as pageant contestants, as queens, the best thing about being a queen is giving back and lending support to upcoming contestants who would like to be, following their footsteps and having them as their role models. So we really want our queen, whoever is crowned, to really step forth, and even the other contestants, whether they're placed or they're crowned, we want them to be a part of the journey as well, to lend support to whomever is crowned, so that we can have full force and we can have 5 queens being ambassadors for St. Kitts and Nevis.
Nice. Okay, so there is a new venue this year. We're no longer at Doana Park, Cricket Stadium. Tell us about the new venue. What can persons expect?
The new venue is cozy. I was there last night for the National Swimsuit Pageant, and it met all of my expectations. Nice. It actually surpassed it. Your access to seeing the stage is even better. You are more comfortable. You have no worries about the weather. You are sheltered. The production of the show and the lighting, everything, it makes you feel as if you're watching a Miss Universe pageant by being in the audience, you know. So I think that the new venue was a good touch.
Nice.
For Sugar Mass 50.
Okay, so as we wrap up, let's talk about some of the logistics, time, place. Where is this new venue?
The new venue is the Marriott Dome. The show starts at 8 p.m. sharp. In order for you to access the facility, you have to park at the Frigate Bay Lawn, and we will have shuttles that will take you to the pageant location. This is just so that, you know, there's a ease of flow in the event that there is any emergency. There's, you know, easy access for that transportation to take contestants or any of the patrons for emergency care, and to ensure that, you know, it's not congested, and the whole feel and everything of arriving to the event is smooth, and the transition of getting from your vehicle into the venue is spot on. So just comply and enjoy.
All right. I want to thank you so much for coming and speaking with us about the National Carnival Queen Pageant this evening.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. I am Carla Berridge, and I've been speaking to the chair of the National Carnival Queen Pageant, Trevicia Adams. Thank you.